Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'm delighted to join Destinee with her movie, The Other Partners. Let's take a look at the clip.
Why is there a dildo in your kitchen drawer?
Firstly, welcome to the NewFilmmakers LA family.
you.
We'll never let you go. That's it now.
Thank you, don't.
Part of our
I love
family
it.
forever. Thank you so much, firstly, for bringing your film to us. It was electrifying last night, and the audience reaction just absolutely loved
It
it.
was really great.
It was just amazing.
I took some recordings of the laughing.
You
It was really
did?
great. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. See, that's when you know it's good. That's
It's
really
really
nice.
fun. And I play it at night. I'm like, oh, people think I'm funny. Yay.
Yeah, you are funny, and your film is funny and has so many multiple layers and contexts. Is what I love that we got to share and allude to a little bit last night. But for those that haven't seen your film, how do you describe it?
Yeah, it's about a woman who has her dildo found by her boyfriend in a kitchen drawer, and it kind of opens up to a comedic battle of the sexes or battle of the minds, where he tries to put her down and she has to stand up for her right to masturbate and to her toys.
Yeah.
So it's just a fun take of exploring women taking pleasure in every aspect of life, not just sexually, but whatever that is and whatever that looks like.
And also, I was cooking dinner as well, which I thought was even more fascinating. I was like, "What is on the menu tonight?" But you know,
I know it's absurd, but I find like within the absurd, you can hit a lot of
it's brilliant.
levels, and it brings people in with the humor.
It's brilliant. And
Thank you.
You know, I mean, it's so nice to watch a film and immediately be kind of like you just fell in love with your lead. Like you just fell
Oh
in
my
love
gosh.
with her.
They're
and
great.
You're like you're in it, and all of a sudden you're just in this film. You're like, I love these characters. I just need to just stay in this. This is
Yeah.
all. For you personally, like, where did this like idea come about? Where did the inspiration for the story? And when was? Because this must have been like a moment. You're like, I have to write this down. I have to do this. How did it
Yeah,
work for
I
you?
wrote it like a long time ago, like even before I moved to LA, so over like 10
wow.
years ago,
Yeah.
And it was just having conversations with my girlfriends who were kind of uncomfortable talking about the subject and looking into the orgasm gap, which is the disparity between men and women when it comes to sexual pleasure. And I kind of just wrote a little talk piece and I put it in a drawer. And then moved out here, I was producing a lot, and my friend was like, you need to do something. And I just really wanted to do something to make me laugh.
Yeah.
And so I kind of brought it back out. I dusted it off. I wrote it again. And it just went from there. And I was actually going to play Rowan.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, because I'm always trying to cut budget. And I'm like, well, I could just do it.
Yeah.
And then I was doing a like teaser video, and I asked my friend Luam to do it for me and my friend's husband. And Luan was just so great. And I was like, can you please do this for me?
So I
So
could
she
direct,
said,
yeah.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
Kunal, I found him. I was producing this short film called Coffee Shop Names.
Uh-huh.
And he auditioned, and I really loved him, and I kind of rewrote it with him in mind. And so, yeah, I feel like they really took the characters off the page and just really brought it to what it is. And
I mean, amazingly brought it to life, but you also just gave them this sort of, gift of amazing dialogue.
Thank you.
Really, I mean, had to be well directed on at multiple levels.
Yeah.
But just
a lot of
really
help.
gave them the gift. I mean, it's every actor's dream to have dialogue where they can really get into something and conversation. And this was really, really great. Well, so you brought them together. So you obviously kind of, and how, I mean, listen, if you're not having fun in this script, then I don't know what, but what was it like, as a director kind of bringing this story and these characters to life with them?
Yeah, it was really easy. We did just one rehearsal beforehand, and I'm more of a director that I like to play.
Yeah.
Even as an actor, I like to just get in the sandbox and play around. So we just did a lot of games. I had them sing songs to each other.
Yeah.
And so it was just a lot of fun with just playing with actors, and then just letting them do their thing. I really didn't have to give them a lot of direction once we got on set.
Yeah.
And then all the elements kind of came together. It was actually snowing and raining in LA that night.
Oh, of course.
We had poor Kunal outside for the door. And it's so funny because he had a whole scene, and we just quickly cut it in the edit.
Oh, you're like, yeah,
but he was just
this.
out there in the cold.
Oh,
But he
bless
was a
him.
great sport.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it just kind of all came together. It was a really fun, easy night.
Yeah.
The most, I think we had to cut maybe 2 shots, and my producer who's also a filmmaker and editor,
Yeah.
kind of helped with that. And yeah, we just kind of rolled.
No, and you know, and again, I think this was, I mean, aside from being this like wonderfully hilarious, brilliant piece, I actually really loved the kind of importance of conversation that was existing between this couple as well. You know, like, I mean, goodness me, as a non-straight male, I was like always obsessed seeing the heterosexual dynamics of like, you know, men and their, you know, oh God, you know, I'm competing against this dildo, but then also not appreciating like the self-love of a woman and that experience and just her. And I love what the words, the dialogue you gave her to express, like, listen, calm yourself down over here, all right? Listen, just listen to me and what my needs and everything else. And you just really beautifully incorporated that together. So I'm just curious, like, in that dynamic of like these two people up against each other, when really there's nothing to be up against each other at all. What did you kind of want to relay in your dialogue through to, you know, audience? Because there were some important moralities there.
Yeah, for one, especially with the female character, I really didn't want her to have to over-explain herself. I wanted her to take a position where she can say what it is and that is it. And it's kind of more taking a position back of observing this male have a complete meltdown. And then like, just it gets worse and worse and worse. And I just also really just wanted to drive home that message of like standing in your own right and standing up for your pleasures, standing up for your dreams, standing up for your passions, whatever that looks like. And when you're faced with these arguments, know that you don't have to back down, that you can just stand there as this woman and be in your right. It was so refreshing to see this like unapologetic self-love expression, you know, through a female lens. It was like so beautiful to like see that articulate that. And I love her. I feel like she's amazing. She is so funny. Like she's so funny. Like I'm like just her nuances. Like, you know, how much of it like did you kind of allow like as a director like allow people to play, and what was that kind of experience? As far as with the script, there were certain things that she was like, I feel like me as Rowan, I want to say this, and we changed those lines. And then on set again, I kind of I saw Luam in a play. I forget what it was called years ago. Luam you kind of just let her go. If you ever have to give her a redirection, she kind of just goes with it, and it just flies. And the same with Kunal. He kind of, I really didn't want to give him a lot of direction because it was just such a outlandish character that I really wanted him to feel the comfort with just going for it and not feeling any wheels being taken off. So it was a really free form, and I think the story allowed for it to be more of a free form play where the actors can just live and be in this relationship with one another.
But I mean, you're a brilliant writer. Like, I just want to see so much more, you know, wherever you land us, to be that affected so quickly by these great characters you brought to life is you know,
and the characters of the dildo were like.
Let's talk about the characters. Now, listen, I don't know if they had names or what the story is, but like, how did you unleash these characters? And they had voices.
So that kind of happened in the edit. We were. Sylvia did her touch with the edit, and it kind of like expanded the story more. And then we got to the sound mix and the sound design, and it just, when there's this part in the film where he brings out the box of dildos, and we were watching it, and I just felt like something was missing. And so we added cymbals with the orchestra music, and I was like, well, let's try cymbals or something, or like some, I was like, I want it to sound like magic, like twinkle. And so he added some things, and I was like, that's not enough. And I work as a dub director, and sometimes I get in the booth and just do voices when I need to do them. And so I was like, let me just play around. Me and my DP had this mantra that we took from my home state, Texas, go big or go home. And so we really did that in all levels of this film. And so I was like, let me just try something. And so I went in the booth and I tried it on a dildo of just voicing something. And I like took a video and I sent it to Sylvia, who was my editor, and she was like, yes, more. And so that's usually what happened is like we did something and we're like, okay, this works, just more of it. And so then I just layered in my voice everywhere on the dildos, and it ended up being like the missing piece to really bring it together, and really give it its flair and perspective. Yeah.
And now you can't imagine it not being in it now.
No, because the dildos also take a more self-love voice too with the film.
Yeah.
And so it's just this is as funny as it is, it's also just this beautiful loving to Rowan through the story. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that you've got all these different dynamics and feelings that you kind of take away from it, from a sort of very serious essence of self-appreciation and self-love, and also explain to your partner, like, listen, like, you're okay, just calm yourself, I think there was that great dynamic. It will be okay, you're fine, your ego's gonna be fine, and you just displayed that so well. Well, I mean, this must have been such a fun experience taking this. What has the experience been like? I mean, it was hysterically wonderful to have last night with just hearing the audience reactions, but what's it been like on the festival run and bringing it out to an audience?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been just how last night was. It really gets a lot of laughs from crowds. So I really have enjoyed going to festivals and just listening. And a couple of festivals, I was telling you earlier, screened it like in early morning screenings, which is interesting, but it brings out a lot of older people. So I've had 60 plus, 70 plus couples come up to me and tell me about the story, tell me about their kids. So that's been really lovely to just experience that with older people who are like my parents.
Yeah, no, amazing. I mean, this is one for all ages.
Yeah, and that they enjoy just as much as like my friends.
No, absolutely. So where are you what's next for you?
What's next? This is towards the end of the festival. I'm currently in AFI DWW+, which was very, very exciting to get in. I'm making my psychological horror called The Inheritance, and raising funds. So please get in touch with me if you would like to contribute.
Yes.
I can plug myself.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm working towards that. We'll be shooting in July. Yeah. So I'm really excited to take just a little detour and work in another sandbox.
Absolutely.
And
and well deserved.
Thank you so much, Danny.
And just to kind of like, finalize, I mean, listen, you're a Texan at heart and you came to Texas.
Yes, I did.
You've been living in Los Angeles, and I'm sure people are just there thinking, how does she do it? How does Destinee do it? Like, what kind of advice do you have that maybe you could share with our filmmaking audience about just getting your stories out there?
Yeah, I would say it's really hard as a writer and as a director, and you really sometimes are like, why am I doing this? But I tend to really lean into my community, especially my Texas community, because their belief and their faith and their love in me honestly has gotten me through a lot of hard, dark times where I just don't even have it myself. So I would say definitely remember those times. Definitely don't be scared to reach out and be like, can you mail me a card? I have a friend that happens to mail me a card whenever I just happen to need it. She just knows that. So I would say that, and then I would just say, if you're a writer and director, or you're a writer, just keep writing.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep at that muscle and just keep doing it. Even if it's nothing you're gonna make, even if it's 10 minutes a day, just keep up that muscle.
Yeah, consistency is everything.
Yeah.
Well, listen, whether you are acting or directing or writing or producing, we're ready for it. So all I can say is just please keep making more movies for us, okay? Because it's been a joy having your film, but just having it made by you personally is super special. So really appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you, Danny.
So yeah, just keep making more projects, and we're so proud of you. Enjoy this experience of making your project with AFI. It's such a prestigious opportunity, and we're all here supporting you. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Destinee, everybody.